New chickens and detached houses in Hungary. How close are the neighbors really? Now, life has returned to me a little because I've been back from the Philippines for a few weeks now and I didn't have any animals. And yes, at first I was tired of constantly buying bad eggs where you don't know what the chickens have had to eat. And then I looked everywhere on the internet for ads where I could buy chickens, and that wasn't easy at all. There were very few offers and most of them were really far away. And yesterday I found something that was also far away, actually in Romania, a few kilometers from the Romanian border. I bought these mentioned already used chickens, which are supposed to still lay 40%, 50%. That's what farmers like to do. They, or those who have large numbers of chickens, they just finish them off after a year and try to sell them. And that was the opportunity for me to get chickens. And now I've had an egg here yesterday and today, which is completely enough for me. And that's why I've got eggs for now. I've got chickens, 10 of them. I bought 10 of them and got them for a very good price, around 800 francs each. And if they lay a few eggs now, that's actually fine for me until I've raised my other chickens. Then of course more chickens will come again, and young chickens too. But maybe because of the cold, or I don't know why, it's so difficult to find chickens at the moment because they're hardly being sold. I know from my experiences that many people who want to buy something in Hungary are looking for a so-called tanya, which is a detached country house from the good old days with a very large plot of land around it, and sometimes a few other farm buildings, and that is, of course, really tempting, and of course the thing that you might not have any neighbors, because with a Tanya construction like that, you really are a detached house. You might be alone in the forest, but you have no neighbors around you. And I also understand that many people who are used to all this madness from Germany, Austria, probably don't want to have any neighbors at first. So the idea is good, but I would warn against doing it under any circumstances. So I think it is really only suitable for people who are only going to be in Hungary permanently, not just for a few months so that we can go back to Germany and then leave everything alone. And the second thing is that the Hungarian neighborhood actually works differently than the German and Austrian ones. That people help each other there and that you don't just have annoying neighbors around you who then check everything and see that the rules are followed, so luckily it's completely different in Hungary. And the main reason why I don't recommend this Tanya concept in every case is actually that you're not in Hungary all the time and you have fruit trees, for example, and you plant vegetables and so on, and then it's just taken away, stolen, anything that isn't there where no one is. Or sometimes people break into houses and so on. There is a lot of poverty in Hungary too, of course, and people just take things with them, perhaps because they have no other choice. For example, I recently viewed a house in a small village and the seller told me from the beginning that if I wanted to buy the house, then this is how it is in this village. There are no gypsies there, then I cannot sell it to a gypsy. So he basically wanted to highlight a security aspect. And then I go into this house with a huge piece of land and see no windows, no doors. And then I ask the owner if something is happening here. No doors and no windows. Yes. And then he shows me another house next to it. Everything has been taken. No windows, no doors. Yes, and they were just nice old doors, not just any plastic doors. And then he also told me, yes, taken, I said. Then the people are already in prison, because he said he knows who they were. And then he tells me, no, they are not in prison. They are poor people, and we would rather not do anything about it. And that is why, if you are not permanently in Hungary, then it is not a good idea to buy something so isolated. Better if you have a NF, you have neighbors who always live there and who can look after your house and maybe even do some work for which you have to pay them, of course. Or something like watering and so on. That can be really practical. And the second thing is quite simple. Why I recommend a neighborhood is if you have neighbors on your left and right, and you are brand new in Hungary, you don't really know how it all works. Of course, it is different to Germany in that they can really help you very easily, and Hungarians are extremely helpful, especially in the countryside, and that can be useful to you. Yes, as I said, that's about it. Tanya certainly makes sense if there are two of you, or maybe with children, and everyone likes farming, and you are there all the time, then it's something completely different. But you should really think about it. Yes, I could continue to write about what plans you have or experiences, and in this sense from a very cold winter day in Hungary. Take care, like the video, subscribe to the channel, bye-bye.